Well, hello, welcome back. We are streaming and broadcasting again from Belgium. It's a pretty day. Oh, Facebook user, hello, how are you doing? Um, Welcome to the stream. Welcome to. Oh my god, I mistyped it. I meant how. Did I really type how? How's? There we go. Well, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing fine. If you have any questions along the way, just pop them up. I will try to answer as much as possible because sometimes I talk technical stuff and yeah, not everybody is as aware of all the terms. So don't worry, you can always ask for explanations. I would be happy to provide them. So what is happening? What's happening so far is that we enjoyed a massive bull run that was almost to be expected once we started breaking these higher levels. Like I said, once we start breaking above these, we might see a retest of the lower areas by the dip situation, and it just kept going. Now, of course, eventually we are going to hit a ceiling where there's a lot of selling pressure, and I think here the 16,000 area must have been this area. Also on the RSI, looking at the RSI, it looked like we were really getting into those very high areas, and usually this is not really sustainable for the RSI. What can happen is situations like here where RSI needs to cool down while price is just uh, hovering, accumulating, and ranging until there's been a lot of accumulation enough to push up again. What we see here, it could signal the same thing, but just earlier I noticed on those other little spikes here that we are actually more looking like a downward channel, and this is really not a bad thing. I know it sounds down, but downward channels usually have the tendency to break to the upside, or whether you can also see the price range sideways outside of the channel, and this also is a stronger signal for a continuation of an uptrend. Now, for now, I'm just looking at this channel. I think we're gonna stay at least for, yeah, I don't know. We are in between those two nodes, and possibly for now this node could start forming a little bit of a resistance area, which would just allow us to see the price range a little bit lower. We already bounced a little bit off of this node. Maybe we could see a retest of the lower one, but most important are the implications on a long term. What do we need to see more continuation for the upside, and what do we really not want to see? Basically, what we don't want to see is seeing price go down, try to spike up, make a bearish divergence with those stops, but right now, as the formation is standing, this is too early to make a measurement out of it, so we're not gonna go there. On the other hand, what we also don't want to see is creating a lower low with this local low here. But being far enough and covered by quite some support areas, I think this is also not in the cards, at least not in the short term. For the short term right now, I'm more looking at this channel giving us the opportunity to accumulate some more positions, some more long positions, maybe a retest of the 15,000 area, which would already give us a very nice short-term signal. Let's use the indicator here. This is Pig's indicator. I really love it. If you're not using it, you can find it for free on 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 TradingView. I was going to say TeamViewer. You can find it for free on TradingView, but you do need to have a paid subscription on TradingView. Then all you need to do is go to the indicators page, type in between those brackets Pig, and you will have the whole list of all his indicators, the reverse calculator panel. This is the one I like to use. This is my favorite one. Also, don't forget, if you really like this and it gave you some returns, you can donate some to Pig to thank him for his work. I think this is a nice gesture because he offers it for free and he keeps updating these things. So yeah, really, really great stuff. Now, let's go down to the meat and potatoes. What did we say? We said 15,000, right? Let's have a look at what 15,000 does for us. 15,000 would, from here on out, so if we drop down, this would give us an RSI of 59.2. 59.2 is not enough to create a bullish signal off of this local low. For this local low, we're going to have to dive a little bit lower to, let's say, 51 on the RSI. But if we look at the 1 hour chart, on the 1 hour chart, 15,000 would give us a read of almost 40 on the RSI. And this would already give us a bullish signal on this local low here, which is really, really good. On this local low, we're already there. That was an easy one, 63.45, and we're at 57.3. But I think the 1 hour chart only will allow us to get a little retest of the higher areas and then just drop back down. I think to have a really nice strong signal, we need to hit a bullish divergence on one of the stronger signals, the ones a little bit more below. But nothing is set in stone, and you know, it might just well happen. You know, we could see price already pop up, go for a little bit of a run higher, but eventually, because this is such a short formation for now, I think eventually price is going to run into trouble, and this could actually signal a lot more downside in the near future. Now let's have a look first at the other time frames. So on the 3 hour chart, we already looked at it. 59 is not going to do it. Let's look at the 4 hour chart because sometimes it reads differently. On the 4 hour chart, 15,000 would give us a 61.9 read. And yeah, it's not going to do it as well. 6 hour chart is going to be the same, 64. And yeah, it's getting closer, but this is talking about a 6 hour candle close. So yeah, not there yet at all. This is like 5 hours and 14 minutes away. Well, let's go back to the upside, okay? What could we expect if price reaches up, and which levels do we need to break if this happens from here? If we don't make any divergence at all, if we start building up, I think the high to break would be at least the RSI read that corresponds to this high. Yeah, hope I make myself clear. And this one is sitting at 88.1. So let's crunch the numbers. Going over to 88.1. Yeah, we would need in order not to have a bearish divergence, we would need to see a close, a 1 hour close at 18,302. Now let's do the same magic on the higher time frames. So this is this would be this one here, 91.4. Let's do it. 91.4. Yeah, 16,800. So a little bit lower for a 3-hour candle close, but still, yeah, it's actually, it's within reach. It's within reach. So yeah, we would need to break 16,000. Well, let's call it 17,000. We would need to reach 17,000 for this to be voided. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, what do we read? 87.75. So that would be 87.75. 16,274. So the higher time frames, and this is actually remarkable, the higher time frames are a little bit more forgiving. And probably, why is that? Probably if we reach up from here, there's no really local low to be spotted yet. So I think this is probably why the higher time frames are a little bit more forgiving on this part. On the other hand, for the higher time frames, seeing as this is not really a local high, I would also like to make a measurement off of this area here. And here we read 94.56. Let's have a look at this. And yeah, as to be expected, this one compared to this area, we would still need to see a closure at 18,900, almost 19,000. So this is more or less where we start to line up and to agree again with the 1-hour chart. So for me, yeah, like I said, as long as we don't break this level here, the high 18,000s, from here on out, I think we will start reaching a top. Of course, like I said yesterday, it's not because I think this is becoming a local top right now that this is set in stone. As long as we are not making really local lows and lower lows, this cannot be considered a local top, or this cannot be considered like the high area of it. Now, what if we would be starting a downtrend? Because basically this is also possible that we start ranging and eventually we start making lower lows and lower highs. Now on the plus side, on the upside, as long as we are not breaking this area here, we still have not made a change of behavior yet. So from here until here, I would not consider trading this as a downtrend, even though it is very tempting sometimes to try and short the top. And yeah, don't worry, I've also made this mistake, you know, and then you get stuck in a situation not knowing if it's really going to trend far enough down, and then, you know, you don't know whether you want to take profit, hold on to it, or if you just didn't make the top, then you might be stuck underwater and yeah, not knowing if you should be taking the loss or just holding on. So yeah, this is always tricky to short a run up, especially a run up like this. But yeah, like I said, it's very tempting because who knows how long it's gonna take for it to reach another low, and where do you how long are you gonna wait to open a new position? And you know, this is how sometimes you get trapped. So yeah, keep that in mind. So on the other hand, let's have a look at all these little lows here, and let's see what we could hope to see in order, for instance, to find a bullish divergence with this area, and I'm not gonna mark this one off because oh yeah, I am, because this is also a lower local low. All right, cool. So let's do like this. This one is 40, let's call it 40.1, 33.23, and let's call it 20. So 40.1. Well, on a 1 hour chart, 15,000 is going to allow us to make a potential bullish divergence with this area. This is already, like I said here, the first area of interest in my opinion. I think it's quite probable that we are going to follow this this bull flag, build up a little bit of momentum, and eventually start going for higher highs again. Let's see, because not getting trapped, yeah, we really want to see price in between this range and this range. So yeah, quite some space, if you ask me. Now here we said 33.23, right? 33.23. This would already be found at 14,740. So 14,740, let's move this one a little bit higher. Oopsie. So red line, breaking the red line, first good signal. Breaking the green line, second one. This is this here, and then this one was sitting at 20. Yeah, 20. Let's say 20. It's easier to crunch this. So the last one here is actually very, very low. This one is sitting at 13,534. 13,534. So that would basically be the green trend line here. And this one, you know, we're going to remove this. The red one, we are also going to remove this. Oh no, what did I do? Not the box. Actually, if we look at this, I always like it when a few different trend lines, like this was the upper trend line from this long range. It's well documented and, you know, many times tested trend line. I love it when such trend lines start to cross over and line up. You know, I think if we really would see price dive down here, I would really build up on my long for sure. Number one, because of the signal strength. Number two, also because we are so close to the point of invalidation. Like, where do you set your stop loss? Just like a few $100s below. This is a dream position. You know, if price would really tank down there, I would take the long in a heartbeat, without hesitation. Now, of course, all this is future music. What we also could have a look at, And this is something that sometimes it helps just to build a little bit of an idea. This is the Fibonacci retracement tool. And let's just start from this area here up and until this one. And let's have a look at how all these signals, all these lines that I measured, line up more or less with the areas that we spoke of. So as you can see, I think it's harder to see here, the one line lines up perfectly with this height. This is like, I think this is the lowest imaginable that it could retrace in a healthy way. But already we did break the 0.236. The 0.382 is lining up almost, kind of, sort of, with the red line here, and the 0.5 is lining up with the green line. So yeah, these levels are actually pretty valid in my opinion. So yeah, that would already also give a little more strength in the reads that we did get. And I like it when different indicators, different ways of reading and measuring the price action do align and do agree with each other. You know, the more of those different thingies agree with each other, you know, the stronger your hunch can be about where to set your positions. And you know, sometimes it just works out, just like voodoo magic, as some would say. Now let's have a look at the dollar, the other markets, because usually they are kind of sort of correlated, which is always interesting, to give us a little bit more of an idea of what's to be expected. So now the dollar has been tanking quite hard. For now, I do see a few bullish signals on the horizon. Let's remove this, because we are printing higher lows on the RSI, while we are printing lower lows on the price action. This is actually a very strong signal, especially on such a local area. Usually a retest of the lower lows followed by higher lows on the RSI gives more of a signal that a bottom has been reached, especially locally, until we run into trouble on the upside. And this is usually depending on how strong the move to the upside is. We still do have some resistance areas where we could bounce off against, get a little bit of a pullback, start moving further, bounce in between range, and all these good things. But for now, looking at this, even on a higher time frame, now on a higher time frame, it's not the same picture. On a higher time frame, actually, what we see is a bullish signal from this and this here, where we are making a lower low on the price and a higher low on the RSI. Let's just have a little bit of mental game, and let's see what kind of RSI read we need, or what kind of price action we want to avoid in order not to get just a continuation signal. Let's have a look. 1177, let's call it 1178. No, not this one. So what does that say? yeah, price tanking below 91.90 would be a problem. So let's mark it off. Let's mark it off. There we go. So not closing below the green line. And this is on a 3-hour chart. We could do the same thing on a 12-hour chart, just for fun and giggles. Let's first of all remove this a little bit so we can see clearly what is happening. Maybe I want to remove all this nonsense. Sometimes it becomes so hard to see. Well, actually on a 12-hour chart, we are very, very close to, ooh, yeah. We are actually, I think we already broke the low on the RSI. That's interesting. Not just not, but you know, it's decimals. You know, so yeah, I think this is either a tie or it looks broken. But, and that's a big but. We do have a double top formation, a double bottom formation here, which also is quite a nice signal on a 12-hour chart. So yeah, possibly, I think it could look like the dollar is going to start making a few more highs before tanking or before doing anything else. But we're gonna have to keep an eye on it. I think this is a make or break situation. It looks potential, but in order to be confirmed, I would like to see some continuation first in order to be able to say like, yeah, this was the bottom. Or yeah, a retest of the lower area. On the 4-hour chart, same thing, still bullish, potentially bullish, as long as RSI doesn't print a lower low in comparison with this area here. Yeah, I don't think the rest is in play. All these have been voided. Yeah. Make or break for the dollar. Make or break. Let's look at E-mini futures. E-mini futures is for now pulling back on a pullback. How low will it go? Probably we will find a little bit of support here on this node. And then I would like to see what kind of a read we get before making any decisions. But as it stands, as we are seeing here, we could already start getting a good bullish signal and then start printing higher highs again. S&P, what does it say? S&P could be looking toppy, could be maybe a little bit more of a pullback before we start seeing new highs. What does it say on a daily chart? On a daily chart, yeah. Hard to say. Breaking this high on the RSI is going to be easy peasy, but then we still have this structure here. So on a healthy look, I would prefer to see a little bit of cooling off before it starts racing off for new higher highs, just like I would be expecting for E-mini futures. But look at this on the daily chart. We do have the exact same formation where E-mini futures already started to correct a little bit already. So yeah, like I said, maybe possibly a little bit of down ranging until we find some support, build up momentum, and get back into the higher ranges. But yeah, all these I use them more as a reference to kind of gauge what is happening or what could be happening with Bitcoin. Like I said, sometimes the markets are correlated. They just tie up with each other, especially because they line up with the dollar strength. Most of those markets are traded against the dollar, and that gives us an easier way to have a measurement, because if the dollar goes up, then the actual value will be pushed a little bit more down. If the dollar goes down, then usually the value will start rising up a little bit more. So for now, areas to be keeping your eyes on, let's call it like this. Areas to be keeping your eyes on would be if we break up the 18,000, 18,500, 19,000 needs to be broken, or yeah, we're gonna reach another top. On the downside, strong signal already, a good signal at the 15,000 area. Stronger signal if we break below 14,700, and of course the area we do not want to see broken is the blue box area here, because this is where, no, actually the red line here. If we touch the red line, like I said, instant long, very extremely strong signal. So for now, yeah, like I said yesterday, is going to be the same thing. Buy the dip. Don't panic if it goes a little bit lower. Maybe martingale, you know, where you scale in your position. If it goes a little bit lower, you just add or double up, or I don't know what your risk tolerance is. But like I said, as long as we don't break below this red line here, as long as we don't break the 13,300, I think we're mostly okay. We're going to recover and we're going to see more upside. So yeah, I hope this was helpful. I hope you enjoyed the channel. If you like my content, like always, please don't forget, I'm a big Bybit supporter. You can support my channel by using my affiliate link. You find it on the website wolvesofbybit.com. You just scroll to the website, you go a little bit lower, there's a sign up to Bybit button. This is where you can sign up. And if you want to join me on my live Discord, where you can just ask me anything 24/7, fill in your nickname, send me an email using the email address that you used on Bybit, and then I will send you an invitation to the Discord channel. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one. I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm trying to be as punctual as possible. 12:30 UTC. Central European time is 13:30 because I'm living in this time zone. For the other time zones, yeah, I don't know. You're gonna have to figure it out. Just type UTC, 12:30 UTC. Thank you very much, guys. Have a good one. I wish you the best of the best days. I wish you happy trading, and I'll see you same time, same channel. Bye bye.